I like to give all glory and praise and honor to the Most High. We're going to get into it, man. Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. This is what the scripture says, man. The just man is going to fall 7 times and rise up again, but the wicked is always going to fall into mischief. This is what the scripture says. You're always going to see wicked people fall back into mischief, and this is something to watch out for. Especially if you're talking to individual, all you got to do is watch. And you're going to constantly see these people falling back into mischief. It's kind of like somebody that, I'm going to make a comparison. Oh, they may do like a year in jail or something like that, and then they clean their life up. They're like, I'm never going back there. But you're going to see others, because they're wicked and they continue in their wicked ways, they keep going back over and over and over again, And, and it's kind of like, like I said, you target individuals, they doing everything in their power. They prodding and they poking, and they doing all manner of wickedness to you. And you get back up every time, and you try to walk on that straight and narrow path. But like if you watch these guys, they're going to, you see them always constantly falling back into mischief, Oh, man. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about this topic, and we're going to be using the movie Gladiator, which was one of my favorite movies to discuss and go a little bit more in depth in this about this topic. And and I really like this movie Gladiator because you could break it down in so many ways. In the past, I broke down how Maximus was compared to Abel, and Commodus was compared to Cain. I'm gonna put that link in the description box or the comment section so you guys can see it if you want to watch it. But you remember in this movie, we have the main star right here, Maximus. He was a just and an upright man. And you had Commodus, who we see here on the right-hand side, who was wicked. Now, if you've never seen the movie, I'm sorry. There's going to be spoilers in it. I'm going to tell you that for forewarning. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys seen Gladiator by now. But remember when Commodus took power, he killed his father, and and by killing his father, he got into power that way, and he was really wicked. And when he got into power, you see the type of things that he did to Maximus. He killed his wife, he killed his son. He turned men that was really close to him and loyal in his army against him. But throughout him doing this, man, Maximus still got back up every time. He arranged his death. In the beginning, he arranged his death, and Maximus survived. Every time this guy keep prodding and poking at him, it says Maximus still got back up. And kept on pushing. So Maximus, he finally made it to the Colosseum. He's fighting in the Colosseum as a slave. Because formerly he was a general in the Felix Legion, so he's a slave now, and he's really good at fighting. And this guy's winning. And then Commodus finds out that he didn't die at the very first attempt at his life. So he tries to set him up in the Colosseum. Let's take a look at this clip of what he says.
They embrace him like he's one of their own.
The mob is fickle, brother. He'll be forgotten in a month.
No, much sooner than that. It's been arranged.
So you see what he said, the people loved him, but he arranged his death. He arranged Maximus' death in the Colosseum, because he wasn't supposed to make it out of these situations that he put him in. Maximus survived again, throughout the movie, everything that this guy threw at him, he kept conquering it. He kept overcoming it. He mocked him in front of his face about his wife and his kids, and he kept overcoming it. He threw a lot of this plate, and he kept overcoming it. Like the scripture says, the just man is gonna fall. He's gonna fall, but he's gonna get back up every time. But you're gonna see the wicked man is always gonna fall into mischief. Maximus just kept getting back up. Just like a lot of you targeted individuals, they hit you. You don't turn to crime. You try to do the right thing. They hit you. You're gonna get back up and walk on that straight and narrow path. But the scripture says the wicked is always going to fall into mischief. And this is something to watch out for. You're going to see this. Now, towards the end, and Maximus died. And he died because, once again, this guy Commodus wanted to fight him. He cheated, stabbed him in a vital part of his body, of his organs, patched him up, and he fought him in the Colosseum. And he still ended up losing in the end. He still ended up losing. Now, it's something that stood out to me about this scene at the very end. Now, let's take a look at this scene, and I'm going to show you.
He was a soldier of Rome. Honor him.
Who will help me carry him?
So she was saying that this was Commodus' wife that was talking right here. She's saying she was really fond of Maximus. You could tell throughout the movie. She knew he was a valiant man. But she's saying right here he was a soldier of Rome. Honor him. Honor him. So at this point in time in Maximus' life, he's a slave. He died as a slave, which is the lowest form that of class that you could be in Rome. He was a slave, The gladiators was pretty much all slaves in the Roman Empire. But she said to honor him, and then they left Commodus' body, who was the emperor, right there on the floor, He was honored in the end. Now, it reminded me of a scripture of Yeshua HaMashiach. Let's take a look at this. Isaiah 53:9, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. What does this mean? He made his grave with the wicked, Yeshua HaMashiach. He died next to the two thieves that was wicked, on the cross or the post. And with the rich in his death, he received the burial of a king. Just like how look at Maximus. He died with the wicked next to Commodus. But they honored him. They honored him and gave him a burial of a king. You feel me? Like Yeshua HaMashiach, Joseph of Arimathea took his body and buried him in that tomb. That tomb that he was buried in was a tomb for a rich man, for rich people, That they had to roll the stone back. That was for people that had money, that could afford those kind of things. So the rich man, gave him that tomb. He made his grave with the wicked. He died next to the two thieves. But in his death, and and with the rich in his death, he was still honored like a king in his death, man. He received the burial of a king. Oh, man. So that's reminded me of his death, when I seen the scene, and he overcame, they hit him many times and he kept getting back up, So this is something this movie reminded me of, Cain and Abel. I did a video comparing them to Cain and Abel, and you can see, the just man falls. He falls, but he keeps getting back up. But the wicked is always going to fall into mischief in the end, man. So hopefully it's edifying, short little video, man. It's something that just, that I wanted to do for a while, but, I didn't do it. But so hopefully you guys enjoyed this.